got me unmuted, so people should be able to hear us now.
Nice.
So we'll just wait for a response from chat and make sure everything's working, and that... hang on, I might need to crank you up a little bit, probably.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, you're probably just a touch quiet compared to me. Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Light. And all that stuff.
Alright, so that looks like it's probably pretty good.
Nice.
We might as well stop fucking about then. Stop fucking spiders, as Australians might like to say.
I remember you said that before.
So, I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you about at the moment is we've also got LTK League going on at the moment, and you've historically been a little bit of an LTK connoisseur, user, player,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. Is there any kind of times or players or anything like that that's kind of stuck out to you from the LTK League so far?
I'm trying to think. There was the Mystic Cheese Archives.
Yeah.
LTK. That's a pretty crazy run.
I was not expecting that.
That's like a really like cool time to me, because when I was like really new, I saw that strategy like in my head also.
Yep.
And I actually put like a good like I only had like 2 LTK times at this point, but I was like, wow, this is like something you can do. I remember I put in like a few like good hours into that, but I got like I'd get to like the Miskin room like twice, but then you just die because like all the guards come and stuff.
Well, the Michigan
Yeah,
rooms
it's really
troll
cool.
on, SA and Double O, let alone
Yeah.
guards at 100% accuracy.
Yeah, exactly. His second run that he got, I think he got like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was recently the 102.
Yeah, that's a lot better of a run. And like watching that run, it makes me like realize like, wow, I wasn't even close to getting untied pace when I was new. Because like
Like
I
based
was
on
thinking
music
that
cues
like,
or
oh
something.
wow, this is like a free untied, but no, like his first run he got was only a 1 second untied.
Yes.
So
yeah,
it made me like realize like, oh wow, that's actually like pretty tight. And what else? Who else has been playing that's been really good?
I mean, last 24 has just been permanently full.
Yeah.
There's been zero risk to the point where you miss other times that it happened. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Jackstar 17 happened. Luke got 155. Like all that other kind of stuff that's been going on.
Yeah, I actually didn't know Will posted attack ship 307 until like 2 days later, because I have not looked at the last 24 because it's just, no offense, but shit LTK times.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not want to go through and look at each individual one every time I see last 24.
Well, I mean, the good thing about League is it's just going to be pumping more times and lifting the threshold on what that 80 points is for LTK, right?
I'm so happy that that's like the case, because it's been way too easy to get 80 points on most LTK levels.
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that.
That's, a cool, I don't know whether it's a side benefit or what it is, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all right. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've kind of missed.
Taka got 25 today.
25.
And posted his face on Twitter,
Yeah.
which is like really crazy or weird or out there. I don't know.
I don't think we've seen Taka before.
No, I don't think anybody has. Oh yeah, Perna said in chat his Villa DLTKs. That was like even before Lee, Kim, and Flicker were just bouncing back.
Yeah. Yeah. Perna with the wasted potential of, he had a free time and that he could have taken, and now he's burned
dropping
himself
his
out
league stock.
Yeah. Like he was already a captain, no one would have picked him up.
I'm trying to think what else. I feel like it's been kind of quiet, or I'm not sure if it's been quiet or I haven't been paying attention enough, because I just haven't been like, I haven't been playing, so I haven't been looking.
That happened yesterday, my time.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
B-Down got Archive 16 and Runway 22 in the space of about 4 hours.
That's actually kind of crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah. Crazy day.
Speaking of yesterday, there's also the 44.
Oh, right, yes.
Which wasn't yesterday.
No, but that was the reveal.
Yeah. Which is pretty sick.
Yeah, crazy time. I mean, that's was it Carl Jobs, Taden King, Joe Fayad,
What a wild
Chris
group of players.
Gonzalez. Like,
It's
it's crazy. I love that little group of colors. It's so
it's su-
weird.
it's such a I don't I don't even know. Like if you're it's such a just it's just weird. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just a weird group of people.
Yeah, yeah. It's so out there.
Yeah.
Just have that little
Uh
group.
I think that's like it.
Yeah.
Let me look through the like world records actually for like the past ones. Yeah, it's
Uh,
just LTK.
let's not kill too much of the past the runway topic. So
True.
like,
Oh, you're right.
just
You're
used
right. You're
it
right.
as a.
I forgot.
Uh,
Yeah, that's true. That's their expertise.
yeah, it's actually been quite a relief. It's been like I used to think I had to wait about a month or so in between these
And
things
then you'd
to
have
so
to
that
then you have to talk for like 45 minutes about
some stuff that
everything.
had happened, and then they've gone and done that. So it's great. So it just means I can just jump straight into the part that I thought was interesting. Anyway, that was just really a way to start a conversation off. There's a few people in here that have been saying that this is the Dr. Light face reveal. It's not quite like you've. There's been
I
some videos out there
yeah,
with you on it.
a lot of my early PRs kind of had my face in them because I used to stream a lot actually. Like
Yeah,
when I first started playing for B117, I actually streamed like every night.
yeah, right.
Um, I think this is like before even you. I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you joined like after me. I don't think much after me.
No, I was late 2018, but yeah, later in
Yeah,
2018 than you were.
yeah, I was mid 2018, and
Yeah,
my first time I went for was B117. It took me. It's actually still my longest grinded for time. My
nice.
very first time I've gotten, and I like went to I worked at like nights during that time, and I come back home
Yeah,
at like 1 a.m. and then I'd just stream until like 4 a.m. and I did that for like 3 weeks.
and got there eventually. But I mean, the
Got there
reason I
eventually, and
guess
yeah,
where I
had
was
my
trying to
face.
go with the face reveal though is that you've got your face has been on the internet for years because you were
Oh
playing in
yeah.
Smash tournaments and stuff,
Oh true. Yeah.
right?
Uh. Yeah.
So was that your first kind of foray into competitive or high level gaming or anything like that, or had you done other stuff before Smash?
Kinda. There's kind of been like three things. It was one one first thing was from like fourth to sixth grade.
Yeah,
I played Pokemon and I was like top 10 on like the main battle simulator server that like everyone would play on.
yeah.
I got to top 10. That was really fun. Actually, I can talk about that for a long time if I wanted to, but
I'm
then there
interested
was
to hear
Melee.
about it.
Yeah,
Like
I'd love to
what
talk
kind of
about it.
Pokemon did you? What kind of Pokemon did you have in
Okay,
your team?
so so um so I'll just kind of go into it a little bit. So in fourth grade, I'm guessing everybody knows about Pokemon to at least a decent degree. So
If you're listening to this, there's a fair chance you know about Pokemon. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So in fourth grade, the Diamond and Pearl came out, which is like the fourth generation.
yeah,
Um, and like I'd played that, and I was like, wow, this is really fun. And it's like kind of everybody knows that like you can battle other people and like you can have like your teams and stuff. So I kind of played throughout that, and I figured I like tried to make teams on like my little on their DS, but that takes forever. I don't want to go into how long that takes to like make a good team, but it takes like hours, days, and weeks to just make like perfect Pokemon.
yep.
And so I said, this is really just not fun. I hate this aspect. I just want to find something that I can
You just want to do the
like
fights.
I
I
just
don't want
want
to
to do the
breed. I
fights.
just want to
Yeah,
do the fights.
I don't want to breed and give them EVs and all this other stuff that I want to go into because they're all stupid. So I just found this battle simulator called Shoddy Battle, and
Yep.
this is I'm not sure if anybody's ever heard of it. I've never heard of anybody that's actually known of it, but I I played on the Smogon server, which if anybody's played competitive Pokemon recently, it's like the hub for competitive battling even today. And I played on that server, and I'd get decent in uh during like 2007, 2008. But then once Platinum came out, which is the next iteration, actually a lot of things changed, and
Yep.
like not a lot of people know about that. But I'd play during that and I'd get top 10, which is it's a little bit bittersweet because that's when 2009, which was like when 2009 was when I got like pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when how do I say it? Like the Pokemon World Championships came out.
Right.
But they didn't do like they don't do 1v1 6v6
Yep.
like they do like 2v2. You bring a team of 6, you pick 4 of them, and I hate that format.
Right.
I think it's so stupid. It's probably the more like big brain format,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of like the 1v1 6v6, so I got to like the top of that. And it sucks because like all the forums for like that are just dead. Only like the forums for like the 4v4 are like alive. And
Yep.
so yeah, I did that from like 4th to 6th grade. I'd come home, do my homework, set up my computer, and just grind away on ladder, just laming fucking 25-year-olds out. Oh, I
That's
shouldn't
what.
curse.
So
That's
that's
bad.
what the next question. Like, it wasn't age gated. Like, you're making top 10, and at what age?
Yeah, I was in 5th grade. What age is that? It's like 12, 11,
So
something
you're
like
the
that.
ace of online Pokemon battles.
I guess. I don't know how old the other people were, but I
Right.
just so I use this team that people probably hated me so much for using. As I'm sure if you know what character I play in Melee and how you've seen me play Perfect Dark, that I played to win. I just like I pause buffered and I wobbled these kids till till uh till I won. I'd like I don't know how much you know about Pokemon, but I'd like uh, I'd
I've
have
barely
these
played
games go
since
like
Gen 1.
200. Okay, okay. I'd let these games go 200 turns if it let me win.
Right. Doesn't matter.
Like I'm 11-year-old kid. I couldn't imagine how mad I'd be if I was a. Oh
You've
my
got
god.
infinite time, and as an 11-year-old kid, you're just like,
Yeah,
I don't fucking care. I don't care chat cheesing it. I just want to win.
close Wally. It was a sandstorm stall team, and I got it from this guy named Taylor, and we like I don't know how old Taylor was. I talked to him a lot, but this guy named Taylor, and I lost to him in tournament 6-0, and I like, please let me see your team,
Teach
and
me.
like we can like refine this out with each other. We like did damage calcs and all these other things, and it's like this is like the best team that like we can make with this, and that's the team that I'd use in like every tournament, and it was so fun. I
Nice.
love it. That was fun. That's I think that's about like as much as I can go into it.
Did you
It's
jump?
a
Did you jump straight from that to melee, or was there other stuff in between?
mm, no. I played League, so like that was from like 4th to 6th grade,
Yeah.
and then like 7th and 8th grade I didn't really do any. I played like just normal games, played them normally. Like I'd play
Yep.
Call of Duty and blah 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 blah, and
Just doing
then I
what
played
normies
League.
do.
Yeah, I did normie games, and then I and then I played League in like 9th, in pretty much all of high school,
Hmm.
and then I don't know. I can go into like how I got into Melee a while too. So
Yeah. Tell me
uh
about that.
yeah, so like late 2012, uh me and my friends just kind of played Smash Bros Brawl, and like
Hmm.
we'd play with each other and kind of and we just I don't know, we just play every once in a while. It wasn't like a serious thing at all. Like we just play it at the party. But then one day, my friend's like, "Oh, we got this mod of Brawl, and it's called Project M."
Hmm.
And basically, uh, it made Brawl more like a Melee. Uh, and like that may not mean anything to anybody who has not played like either of the games,
But it
but
speeds it up and stuff like that, right?
speeds it up and adds a lot of Melee mechanics. But like I still like didn't know about Melee, so like this is how like we got into like playing against each other, like for I guess competition. Not like really, but like we'd see who could beat each other.
Yeah.
We'd go to each other's houses on the weekends and we'd try to beat each other. Um and this is like early 2013, which is
Hmm.
like really crazy to think about for oh god. It's like it's really weird to think about like the time frames and all of this. Uh so yeah, that's like early 2013, and where do I go from there? Our first tournament that we watched was Zenith 2013, which is like early 2013, which was a like we all had a sleepover and we watched it. It just so happened to be on like the same weekend.
Yeah.
So like we're watching it, we're like, holy shit, these people are so good. And we watched it like, and because we watched it for Project M, but there was also Melee at that tournament, which like we also watched. And I'm like, oh, I have Melee at home. Let me play some of that and see like, because I had Brawl at home, but for some reason I never put Project M on it. And so I played Melee at home, and like it was fun to like learn the stuff with that. And then basically we watched Evo after that, Evo 2013.
Was that like the start of
That was
Melee
when
coming
Melee
back? Like the
pretty much
revival
was
or
that.
whatever they call it?
Yeah, because they held a donation drive, and Melee won. Nintendo tried to take it down, and then they revoked it, and that kind of like made Melee like super popular because how do I explain it? Or because you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like
There's
when
controversy around it.
controversy around it, and like more people like watch it because of that.
Yeah. It just
And
brings more eyeballs. Any news is good news in some way.
yeah, exactly. And then from that point, like we all kind of just kept playing, and like we all got better, and we'd keep watching tournaments, and eventually I still never went to like tournaments at this point, but like we kept playing, and eventually like some of them like stopped playing, and it was pretty much like just me like near the end at like in like the end of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started going to tournaments, was in 2014, because I'm like, well, if none of my friends are going to play, I'll just start going to tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need somebody else to
And
play against.
yeah, and that's how I got into Melee, basically.
So had you started learning any tech just to beat your friends, or were you still just kind of playing the game casually but
No,
playing it well?
we were definitely using like techs, like uh we're just definitely doing wave dashes and L cancels, which make you go faster and make your moves have less lag, um and playing and learning how to combo each other and all that. So like we definitely knew about the competitive scene and knew how to get better, but we weren't good by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The perennial I'm sure you'd see it all the time. A new entrant goes, "Oh yeah, I'm better than all my friends. I'm going to come here and destroy all of you."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm trying to think what else to say about that. And then I kind of just would go to an occasional tournament every here and there, starting from 2014. And then I think it was May 15th, 2018 was like when I decided May 15th, 2015 was like when I decided like I'm going to try to go to like as many tournaments as I can near me and try to get better. And that's basically where my real like start was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so do you have any big memories that kind of stand out from that period of going around the tournaments and trying to get better?
It was really fun. I'm trying to think, because
But what did you enjoy about it if it was so fun?
You kind of got to, because at this point from that because I graduated in 2015 high school.
Yep.
So and I didn't know like any, so I went to community college after that, and it's like I didn't have like any friends in college, so it was really cool to get friends through that. And then also just getting better at the game, and it's like because my whole because like my Melee careers from like then until like mid 2019, like when I stopped like super tryharding, so there's like 15 to 16, 17, 18, 19, so it's 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Like even through to the beginning of 2020, I was still playing even. And so there's so much memories I can go through. Like it took like from getting ranked in my city to getting ranked in all of SoCal to beating top 100, top 50, top 25 players. Traveling, I didn't really travel that much. I travel up to, 'Cause I live in the very bottom of SoCal,
Yep. You're in
and
Mexico,
like
basically.
I'm literally Mexico. The Mexican border's 10 minutes south of me.
Yeah.
Uh, so it takes me like 3 hours to get to LA. That's like a whole day's worth, a whole
3
weekend's
hours
worth
there,
of
3 hours
stuff.
back. It's a decent drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole that's your whole like day and weekend to like go up there for something like that. Or I'd go to NorCal for some of those big tournaments every now and then.
You have to
I
fly
went
if you're
to
going up that far? Or is that a real drive to get up
no,
to NorCal?
we that's like 10 hours of driving.
Yep.
So I drove the few times I went there. I went to Arizona once, and trying to think like some other things. I don't know. It was just like all of that combined. It was just some really good memories. I'm trying to like think about like what else.
Is there any kind of like
What else to say
matches or
about it?
tournaments that stand out? Do you call them matches?
Uh,
That
uh, Sets, matches,
sets? Yeah.
same thing. Yeah. Um, I just have. It's pretty much all the. I can just go on and on about like people that I've like played against and people I've beaten and stuff like that. Trying to think of specific tournaments. There's obviously the Genesis tournaments, which are I think they're still in like the top 10 most entrants of all time.
Right.
Let me look.
How do they structure tournaments when they're that big to get the cream to rise to the top, basically?
Not very well. But, oh yeah, so there's 1,828 entrants in this tournament, and so yeah, you kind of just put them into a bunch of smaller pools, and it just all double elimination throughout, and it's like seated like down to like 500 people, which is like
right.
It's actually kind of crazy. It's not bad. It's not badly run.
And is that based off, like, is the seating based off those rankings that you were talking about earlier and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like there's like a team of people, and like they know like a ton of people like throughout all the regions. Like when I went to the like my first tournament up there, I was like ranked like 15th in San Diego, and I was seeded for that tournament like in the 500th or something, not 500, maybe like 400th, but like they knew who I was, like even when I'm in when I'm in one city of a sub region, basically. Yep. Yeah. And
interesting. And then, so when you say pools, do you just play pools of 5, 6 or something? You play matches against all the players, and the best of that moves on, or
sometimes you do that, but mostly it was just like you get a pool of 24 people, and in that 24 person pool, it's seeded. And then like top 3 make it out in a double elimination bracket in itself of that pool.
And then that just feeds into another bracket
that goes into like a bigger bracket of like 128 people, which then goes into like a 32 person bracket, and then top 8 and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, but it's interesting too.
So you mentioned before your characters, like who did you kind of main with?
So I play Ice Climbers, Sheik, and like I've flipped on a few other things, but most people would call Ice Climbers the lamest character in the game, and some people would call Sheik the lamest character in the game.
Oh, really?
Probably like 2 of like the characters that most people would call like some of the you know what I mean by lamest, like the one that people have the least fun playing against.
Yes.
And so yeah, and those are the 2 that I played.
I mean, Ice Climbers got that wobbling trick that seems to be controversial, right? Like,
yeah, I try to only wobble people who are like much better than me, but but still.
But in a way, still, like I not like I'm an expert or anything, but it really just looks like another way to punish players for making a mistake. So you can do that with well, hopefully you can do that with any reasonably decent character, or if you're a decent player, you're going to be able to punish them, right?
Yeah, you can. It's just the fact that Ice Climbers is it's like the way of doing it is such a low execution like thing to do it, and you'll get a full kill off of it.
Right.
Like no questions asked.
Yeah.
From 0, they die.
Yeah. Whereas even like Jigglypuff's got rest or something like that, which not
Yeah,
quite as powerful, I
which
guess.
it's like uh it that usually kills in one hit, but you can miss it. You can and then
Right.
you're still, if you do miss it, you're sleeping for 3 seconds,
Yeah.
and then
So the risk reward trade off is
yeah.
a bit different.
Well, also, yeah, the risk of going for a wobble is missing a grab, which is like 20 frames.
Yep.
Like it's a half a second. You're like, that's what I'm risking. Yeah, it's pretty lame, huh, Randy? Love it. Yeah, and but I'd play I've gotten wins with Sheik, I've gotten wins with Fox. It's not like that's my only character.
Yep.
I've but that's probably what most people and I would say is the character I've gotten the most wins with, and probably my best character.
What's controversial about Cheek?
Uh the fact that so her grab and her entire kit is so good at like invalidating like the like half the characters of the game.
Oh, okay.
So if you were to like pick Sheik against Bowser, it's you basically can't lose unless the skill difference is so like drastic that it's like incredibly drastic in like the player skills. But like
Yep.
if you were to play Sheik versus a Bowser or a Ness or a something like that, like a lot of the lower tier characters, then you kind of win. But she's not that good against a lot of the top tiers like Fox and Falco.
This is just like the rock paper scissors thing, trade off moves
A,
versus
a,
element.
a little, but I think her strength is just mostly against a lot lower tier characters. She's also good against like the top tiers. Like she's not bad against Fox or Falco, or she's not bad against Peach. Some people say she beats like some of the top tiers even.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's good, but her strength is, and why some people say she's really lame is because you can't do anything against like if you're playing half the characters and I'm playing Sheik, you basically can't.
So Perna's in chat and asked around Origami, sorry,
Oh yeah.
fitting into the story. Is there
Uh
something there that you?
yeah, there actually is. It's actually really funny. So Okami is a melee player from San Diego who also speedruns Super Mario 64.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it was funny because one day I was in a I'll jump back in a little bit, but I was in a stream of Okami's and I saw Perna in there and I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? And I told Perna about like, yeah, me and Okami are pretty good friends. And Okami, he lived in Arizona. He came to San Diego, and we don't have we played each other a lot. We're probably two of the most uh oh yeah, you were playing Pokemon, that's what it was. And we're probably the two people everyone hates to play the most. And so and
Right.
he plays Sheik, and to put it into a little bit of perspective, and like there's an 8-minute timer to play against people, and
Yep.
I've seen him time out people.
Right.
Like you're like
How does the win work, or does it just get drawn?
you person with the more lives, and if you're at equal lives, the person with lower percent
Right.
wins. So like he's timed me out. I've probably timed him out. I've seen him time out other people, and we've hated playing against each other. But we have a love-hate relationship. We've teamed with each. Oh god, we've teamed with each other. For because there's I forgot to mention that there's like 2v2 tournaments also in
Yes. Yep.
Melee doubles, and like I've teamed with him, and it's been
So
really
people
fun.
hated you playing you individually. Did
Oh
they
yeah,
despise playing you paired?
yeah, it was great. We've teamed with each other a few times.
Did you time
Uh,
anybody out playing doubles?
I want to say yes, but I can't think of a
A
situation.
specific example. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just a short aside. Yeah, Okami's pretty cool. He's a really good player. He was actually top 100 at a point. I was never top 100
Yep.
because you really need to like travel a lot for that and really get known, and not get any losses, and not it's actually like really hard, especially from when I started playing and
Mm-hmm.
could have gotten top 100 in like 2016. in 2013, 2014, it seemed a lot easier. It mostly seemed like people who could travel a lot.
Yeah.
While later on, it seemed there's a lot bigger spotlights on each big regions, as opposed to back then it was just spotlights on nationals.
Right.
Is the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
And
Different
I
focus
guess
on
that's
different
all.
events.
Yeah, I guess it's trying to think what else to say about Melee, unless you have more questions about that.
Is just let's call it controversy for a moment. Among Elitas, who's the best melee player?
It's it's Cal. I think Callie's better than me. Callie's
Right.
100% better than me at the moment. And
Yep.
if you want like real like Melee stories and like real like Callie would be the person to talk to. He it's actually like really crazy for me that I was in a horde with Callie. I was actually like so starstruck when I
Yeah.
realized he was in Project 2020. And like I joined the Discord and I saw him in there. I was like, oh my god, it's Callie W. It was pretty crazy.
Ignore all
Because
the GoldenEye stuff he's ever done, just based on his melee exploits.
he's like a Melee European legend or European Melee legend.
Right.
He's he's like he's crazy good. And like that's like the least I could say about it.
So talking about Project 2020 there, you obviously
You're so good at transitioning. Every time I watch this, you're so good at it.
fluke, mate, total fluke. you just let it go. If somebody gives you a thread, you grab onto it.
Yeah.
You put a lot of work into that. One time that stood out to me from Project 2020 was you slayed an ace untied that nobody even knew had happened.
Yeah, that's a really funny one.
How did that happen?
I think most of the stories in like my the Project 2020 thread, I think I put into it, but there's Ace got both War Untides, and off the back of seeing, I wonder even if Sam Fisher's here or not, but off the back of Sam Fisher doing suboptimal strats, he started doing boosts at the beginning, which Sam Fisher wasn't doing at the time.
Yep.
And Ace just caked these times, and I'm like, wow, this seems like really easy. So I got like 45. I got, what's the record? 43? Yeah.
43, I think.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's 43. I got like 45 in like a couple hours. Then I got 44 in like another day, and then grinded to 43 because I was like, wow, this time's actually super free.
Yep.
That's like the most I could say about it. Because
so, well, I mean, in the end, that ended up denying the War Untied sweep in a way, didn't it?
it did, yeah. It's pretty funny. That's yeah, there was a little point there where I was only one while when Ace got 24. It was like when Luke had FAC 52 and denied Ace.
Denying the sweep. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of other times like that. There's probably a few, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
In when I had a chat to Dusky, he mentioned that there were some real challenges in some of the K4, you know, the way that they went at that. Did you have any of those kind of tensions, or did you feel any of that kind of tension in Project 2020 stuff when you were working through that?
I did at one point. Yenda's actually leaked one of my times into lobby.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I still don't know who actually saw that. But I was actually like super pissed at that, and it like really like demotivated me, and I didn't play for a couple weeks, and I was like really mad at him. But I think besides that, like it took me once like December came around, I was like, okay, let me play again. I'm being silly. I think, but besides that, I think that's it. That I was like that there wasn't really any tensions.
Yeah, Yendis talked about
Besides
that when I caught up with him, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably talked about it.
For the same reason, yeah. And so you mentioned before talking about, you know, you basically started out with Bunker 117. What even made you pick up GoldenEye in the first place? How did you move across from one way to the other?
So, I guess it will start in like 2013. when I like first started watching Goose's streams. I like just started getting into speedrunning then because I started watching AGDQ in 2013. I was like, oh, this is super cool, and that's like got to see all these cool runs. And like once you first get into speedrunning or watching speedruns, you're like, I want to watch a speedrun for literally every game I've ever played.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And so like that's what it started, and then you kind of learn what are the popular speedrun games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, for N64, it's like the big three of OOT, SM64, and GoldenEye.
Yep.
And so I had watched Goose a little bit in that year, and like specifically, I remember watching his statue streams. I remember watching his Bunker One streams. I remember watching Control Agent. If I'm remembering correct.
Right.
And I'd like watch him like every I wasn't like religiously watching him like every night. I just whenever I'd be on at night trying to watch like probably a League of Legends stream, I'd see Goose on and I'd be like, oh, let me watch a Goose for a little
Watch that for a bit. Yep.
bit. Yeah, let's see what he's playing,
What's
how
this
he's
idiot
doing.
been playing for 100 hours this time?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, oh, he's still playing Bunker One, still hasn't gotten to 102, and watching those streams are actually like the reason why I wanted to get B117 when I first started, but I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I kind of just keep going, and then there was the AGDQ 2014 run with Goose and Alex Anderson, which was so fun to watch. I loved watching that, and I remember watching. I actually like really specifically remember watching that run live with some of my friends from high school.
Oh, right.
And I remember that like really specifically. And then yeah, I'd watch the Goose's stream every now and then. I remember actually watching his Streets 154 live.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually tweeted at him congratulating him for it, and I still have the tweet up. I probably still have the tweet up.
Nice.
I remember watching that live. Then like later on, you know the story. His streams kind of get a little bit dicey.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like watching him that much, and it kind of fast forwards to like 20 for a little bit, and I didn't really watch him in like 2016, 2015, but I also think he kind of had a break at that point. He wasn't really playing as much.
Yeah, it stopped for a little while there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I've been watching him since 2013, but he took a break at some point in there.
And are you watching other GoldenEye streams, or it's just kind of primarily
No,
Goose?
it was only Goose.
Yeah.
It was only Goose that I watched. And then I remembered, oh, there was also I remember watching his pilot Street Speed Lore live. I also remember that. I remember that very specifically. And
that was
I remember
a few years before we even got into doing it. For
real.
real.
That was in, I believe, 2014.
Yeah.
When he did that. Could be wrong on that. It was,
but
I remember watching
still the
that
world record
live.
then.
Yeah, it was only, it was only him, Ryan, and Mark.
Right.
I'm super sure that's what it was when he did that speed lore. And I remember asking him the next stream the next day, like, are you gonna be doing more of those speed lore things? I think those are really cool. I remember like typing in his chat telling him that. I remember him saying, oh yeah, maybe sometime soon. But yeah, wouldn't
sometime
come
soon,
until
3
like
years later.
sometime soon 3 years later. Yeah. I remember really specifically asking him that. But I remember seeing the speed lores pop up in my just pop up at some point. I'm not sure if I was subscribed to him or if I just like stumbled across it. I really don't remember. But
in YouTube?
Yes, in YouTube. And
Yeah.
I remember watching, and I watched it, I think it was like a week after it came out, the very first one. And then I like watched it every month until each one that came out.
Yeah.
And then it was until 2018. I joined the Discord in like March, and then didn't start playing until July because I was just so in the same way of Melee. I didn't really talk about that with Melee. I probably should have gotten.
You can go back and tell me about that.
Yeah, but I'll I'll just go through it. I'm so enthralled by the stories within the video games.
Yep.
Like that's what captures me in Melee and GoldenEye, and what made me pick up the game was the stories that like were being told, like with the players and stuff and all that. I love that. I I don't know what it is about it, but maybe it doesn't. I really couldn't like pinpoint it. It might be because it's like a movie. It might be because it's like it's Goose made it seem like such a story, and in the same way of how the documentary for Melee did for
Yes.
me. And so
Basically, everything I know
uh,
about Melee is from watching that
yeah,
doco. Yeah.
yeah. Did you watch the first one or the second one?
The first one.
I'm pretty the
The
first one. Yeah,
nine. What was it, the Smash Brothers
the
about the
yeah Smash.
original
Yeah,
9
yeah,
guys? Yeah. That's I
yeah,
haven't watched the
exactly.
second one yet.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically the stories for Melee and the stories for GoldenEye is what like finally like pushed me into finally like playing the game for real.
Yep.
I really don't know what it is. I couldn't I can't pinpoint it just like I said, but it's um I really wanted to be a part of that story. And it took me like a year and a half to finally like get into it, I guess, for GoldenEye.
So, if you take me back to Melee for a moment, like you kind of joined Melee or started playing in a pretty storied kind of era there. There was a lot
Yeah.
of things going on in that period. Like, is that what helped suck you in and help you play? Did you know that was what was going on at the time?
Um not really until so it wasn't until the documentary came out in late 2013 that all of us kind of took it more seriously. Because we didn't there wasn't like a bunch of like easy resources to like see like how to get better and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there still wasn't until the doc came out, but it made us more aware of it. Because like we'd watch the tournaments, be like, we don't know how these people are doing it. We don't know what any of this
What
is
buttons are
called.
they
We don't
pressing?
know what buttons they pressing. I'm sure we could have found it, but like the
Yeah.
doc made it more aware for us. And and so there's Evo 2013, and there's a documentary came out, and 2014 was like one of the best years um for like Melee tournaments of all time.
Mhm.
Like I could go on. I'm not sure if I don't know who's in. I could just list off like 20 tournaments that I like loved watching in that year, and it was like capped off by the next year Apex 2015, which I remember watching on a Sunday night, when I had an English essay due the next day with all my friends on a Skype call, and we all had this essay due, and we all just couldn't stop watching until like midnight when we had an essay due because we're like, yeah, that was
Want to
fun.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I don't
cool.
know. I have a lot of staying up late and watching league tournaments or Melee tournaments, and going to school after going to sleep at like 3 a.m. and getting like 2 hours of sleep. I have a lot of those stories, and
Did you ever fall
because
asleep
yeah,
in school?
no, I don't know. I would
Powered through.
I'd power through it. It was fine. Um, yeah, I get to school the next day and like talking with my friends. Oh my god, you see that and that at that? Remember that? It was so cool. And um, yeah, but to go back to it, yeah, it's this. I was just so we are all thrown so enthralled by it because of the stories that like were being told in the documentary and that we were seeing like play out in real time in Melee. Because like in Melee in 2014, um like 50-50 argument on like who is the best player in the world, but there was
Right.
also like and
Is that
that was mostly like the
Mango Hungry Box
no,
at
it
that
was
period? Is
Mingo
that
and Armada
Mango
for
Armada at that
2014.
period? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and because
It's kind of shocking how long some of those guys have been around the game now, too.
yeah, it's they've been playing. Mango's been playing since 2007, and I think Armada's been playing since 2007 also. And
Yeah.
Mewtwo King has been playing since 04, 03, and they're all just breaking their hands.
Yeah.
It's like I've played for like 4 years, and my hands like once I like finally stopped going to like tournaments like 2 to 3 times a week, like 3 years like after I started, like my hands just hurt all the time.
Right.
And now they're a lot better. GoldenEye doesn't nearly hurt. GoldenEye or Perfect Dark doesn't nearly hurt my hands as much as I did when I played Melee.
The input frequency is significantly lower, I think.
Yeah, it's
And
a lot lower,
yeah.
and helps with Perfect Dark and pausing. You can set down your controller in the middle of the run.
Yeah. Walk away, make yourself a coffee, take it easy, come back and line up the headshot.
Watch a run, figure out what to do for the rest of it.
You talked about GoldenEye stories, and that was what helped you come into the game. Was it so Streets? You've seen you saw the Streets lore. You started seeing the other Speed lore episodes.
Started seeing others.
Was that what made Bunker 1 attractive? Was there some particular story that made that the level that you wanted to play?
Yeah, it was. It's like a few reasons. I feel. Oh, I can talk about how I keep like flip flopping back and forth, but I never played GoldenEye as a kid. I like had it, but like I don't even think I beat the game on Agent.
Yeah.
I remember. I think I got to Control on Agent. On SA and 00, I remember beating Bunker. Like I think that was as far as I got on SA and 00. I never beat Cradle. Never even saw Cradle.
Yeah.
Didn't even know Aztec or Egypt existed. I don't know like what made me actually start playing it, but except for the stories. So that's why I keep talking about like the stories within the game.
Yeah.
But especially for Bunker 1, I feel like it was my favorite game. I feel like it was my favorite level when I was younger.
Right.
I feel because it was the one stealthy level. Because I didn't play Bunker 2, because I never got that far. That's the other stealthy level. But like the 2 bunkers are like the 2 that you can actually like stealth.
Yep.
Because you're like, oh, you have to kill this guy. And it's like, oh god, there's a camera right there. You can't let that go off because the guards come in. And then there's also the Goose G100 speedruns that I remember like super specifically. I remember him playing for that a lot. I really can't remember if that was the first level I saw him play or not. I'm sure Goose could remember on like what was. I feel like he started playing Statue first, but I don't know. Anyways, I remember those being the most vivid in my memory as well. And then there's also lastly the Bunker 1 speed lore, B100 speed lore. I felt of like the first ones until Aztec, that was my favorite.
Right.
Because there's the Frigate SA, which I didn't really care for.
Yep.
The Bunker 1, I think that was the second one, and I really liked that one. Then there was I think Facility 00, which was good. Forgetting what else there was.
But you might very well be right about
Anyways.
you first kind of watching him play Bunker 1 00, because that was after he stopped playing. After he stopped playing RTA, he talked about picking a level to help build his stream, and having the obscene 100 hours was it kind of helped him build the stream up.
Yeah, I'm like starting. What's his? I'm looking at his PR history. I'm gonna look at that. That'll help me. Let me look at that real fast. Because now I'm thinking, was that 2014 that he was doing Bunker 1? No, it was 2013. And he did do Statue. He did Statue. He did Controls. Oh yeah, and he did Archives at the end of the year. I never watched those. So yeah, it was Statue, and then it was Bunker 1, which he played forever.
Yes.
And Control. Those are the 3 that I remember like very well. But Statue's so boring.
Yeah.
I remember like tuning in and being like, this, like I like this guy. He's fun to like listen to and watch a little bit, but I'm not watching the gameplay.
No.
Like, but I remember
it's not a good stream level either, because you've got to be.
No, it was so boring. The level's dark. I don't even know what this level looks like normally. I'm
There's no
just
waiting, no
is
downtime. You got to
Yeah, it's like
focus on all your strafing and.
And when I first watching it, I don't know. He runs to the end of the level and he just fails. I don't remember this level when I'm a kid. I don't know. I probably didn't. I don't think I remembered it from when I was a kid. So I don't know. I still don't like Statue that much. But uh, but then but yeah, I remember the bunker ones, and I remember just listening to him every now and then, like having it on the background, and then like I'd hear like a nade go off or hear him like say something, and then I'd like watch the rest of the run to like see what happened, because it's good to have in the background because nothing's happening for 30 minutes.
Yes.
And then you get a nade.
Yep.
And yeah, so all three of those things combined, of bunker one being like
Bunker
my
one
favorite
and
level,
Yep.
and the bunker streams and the B100 speed lore, made me want to go for that as my first record, or my first time, because it was like, also because Carl was playing for it at the time,
Right.
and I
So
was
you're
like,
trying to get it
it'd
in
be
that window.
really cool to get this world record.
Yep.
So that's it for.
Did you ever
Bunker
doubt
one.
yourself within that? Like, because it was 47 hours or something that you got to in the end to get there,
Yeah.
right?
I honestly might be like selling myself short on like the amount of hours. Like when I posted that, because like the more I think about it, I'm like, wow, I played that for like 3 weeks, and I went to like work, and I'd come back home and I'd stream for like 3 hours, and like I remember, like I'm thinking about it, might have been like closer to like 60 or 70, but I could be wrong. But I'm not sure like where I got 47 hours from. I feel like I'm like not super sure, but
I've heard you I've heard you tell that story at least since I was going for 17. You
yeah,
said that it was a 47
yeah,
hour
I
time
was.
for you.
It was and I was never like, I never like wanted to quit, or I never wanted to like play a different level. And I don't know.
You
I
felt
had so
committed
much
to
of
it.
a I felt so committed to it. And like I remember, I think it was like the day before I got 17, Carl got a 16 fail
Oh,
for
right.
something. He got a 16 fail somehow. I'm forgetting exactly how. But I remember he got it on like his side stream, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I have to like play for this."
I got to get it now.
Like I had to go play for it like now.
Because there was a big gold
And
rush. Well, not gold rush, but there was a big rush on trying to get 17 as a world record while it still was the world record. Like, I think there was JD and
yeah, I
Rakia
remember
both
JD was last. I remember that specifically.
were both trying to rush in and get it around that same time.
Yeah, I can look. I'll look at like the very last ones. I know JD was last, so I can look.
Yeah. Or our friend
Right
that
near the
just
end.
plays exclusively Depot now was one of the later ones as well.
Yeah, there's Happens.
Oh, did Happens get it
me.
in?
Yeah, Happens got it a little bit before me.
Yeah.
I don't even know who some of these people are. I don't know who Matthew Soley is. He's gone, I guess.
Not a name I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I know. Charles Bayard, that's one we know. And then Ricky, and then JD, and then it was gone.
Not a world record
So
anymore.
I think it was 4 days after I got it. And I was just relieved. And then after then I can just go into like my GoldenEye journey after that, I guess.
Wally did the math for you. You reckons if it's 3
Yeah.
hours a day across 7 days a week for 21 days, it's 63 hours.
Yeah, I don't think it was like every day, but so I'm like trying to cut off like maybe. Cause I played some days. It might be like mid low 50s. Like I'm thinking like 54 hours now. Like the more I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm pulling out these numbers. It's a minimum 47. That's all I know.
It took a lot of effort to get there.
Yeah, it took a lot of, and I also was working with like a 1 out of 10 stick.
Oh, right.
I remember. Oh my god, my stick was so bad.
So is that smashed up because you've been playing like melee, not melee, Smash 64 or something, or it's just your old childhood stick that you still have?
I think it was just my old childhood sticks, but I also would play Smash 64 with that whenever like sometimes at a tournament somebody would bring a Smash 64 setup and like be like, oh, let me bring my N64 controller and we could play that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like when I finally like sat down and pulled my N64 like out of the closet and like set it up, I was like, okay, I got 4 controllers. Still, let me see if any of them are bad. One of them is an awful controller. It was like a third-party controller or something. The other 3 controllers were like, they were like actual 0 out of 10s. And then this one controller I
Too much
had,
Mario Party.
yeah, I guess I did. That's probably what it was. And then just the last controller that I used to get Bunker, uh, that was it.
Yeah. So talking about moving on to your other times, like one of my favorite world record posts in the world record thread from scrolling through that for the last one is just your runway agent 22 among all of the cradle 33s. It's a cool little post.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I remember that. I think it says as a comment like just a runway 22 and a sea of cradles or something like that.
I mean, imagine runway 22 being the novel world record.
Yeah. That was the only one left. That's crazy. I don't know. All these.
Was that the time that you went for after 17?
That's when I just started going for the boring 4.
Yeah.
And as well as Streets 113.
2 of them are dead by that point, though.
Yeah, the other ones are dead. But nobody knew that Runway 22 was gonna die.
Yes.
But
no.
But
I mean, like 53 and
53
16
and 16 were dead
already.
And 22 was not going anywhere.
No.
Until I guess this year, but not going anywhere.
We don't talk about that.
No, we don't. That's both of those have never happened as far as I'm concerned.
No 22 is a lifer.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there was I got 17. It took me 50 something hours probably. I got Runway 22 super fast. I got my 2.x stick in the mail, plugged it in, and then I got 22 in about a couple hours without never even trying the control style before. Then.
So had you felt like your OCB had increased, or did you just kind of fluke the time? How did you get it so quick compared to a 17 that took forever?
I don't know. I felt that I kind of just understood it. So many people rag on the hotshot 12-hour tutorial, but that's how I learned how to juggle, and I got the time in like 2 hours. And his timing method, whatever he did, is what I used for. And it just worked. I got it in like 2 hours. I got Depot 26. I got Streets 113. I also got 114 as points. I remember that.
Oh, nice. But yeah, well, do you know who killed 114 as points? There's a trivia question. He's in chat, if that helps. He's also the villain that killed Runway Agent 23 for points.
I'm guessing Wally then?
Yeah, Wally, yeah.
Yeah.
What an evil bastard.
I know.
I'm going to ban him from the next meet.
And then I got the rest of the boring 4.
Yeah.
And that put me at 499 points. All those times combined.
So this is in the Elita era.
Oh, yeah, I could talk about that. That was a really weird time. I was like the one like decent player that
the doors had just closed.
The doors closed when I had like 200 something points. I had Runway 22, Runway 23, Depot 26, and Bunker 117, and the doors closed, and I felt like I was the only person that like didn't have like an in that like there was people in that had the leader role that had like 0 points or something, but I'm here with like 250 that I'm like, what the hell? Like,
come on.
I've been like, what? Why me? Why not me?
And you've streamed how many hours of your Bunker 1 grind as well? You know, you got some sort of reputation.
Yeah, I streamed my Depot 26. I got that on stream.
It'd be well, we've just had Jackstar drop in. It'd be like Jackstar not getting Elita roll after grinding at 53 for fuck's sake.
It'd be exactly like that. But I was actually like really like sad about that. And like as I was grinding for like 16, that took me like forever to get. That took me 16 was rough.
16 is rough.
Still didn't do it 2.x. I was not that much of a I'm trying to think of a nice word.
What's the right insult that you want to use here? Yeah.
You guys know what I'm trying to say. I would never stoop that low to use 2.x for Archive 16, and I'm so glad I never did. And I was grinding for that, and like throughout that, I was like so sad. I'm like, man, I had to like get these. I was really close to like quitting actually.
Oh
I
right.
feel like I was. I feel like I really was. I can't. I don't know for
That
sure.
that makes a lot of sense that you feel disconnected from the community that you want to be a part of.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I didn't use
I
the doors close. That's like that's a literal basic thing, really. You know?
Yeah, it was really weird. It was also a weird time for the elite. This is like
Yes.
October. This is like so I got 500 points at the end of October because I remember getting damn 53 before going to a Halloween carnival.
Okay.
So that's a good. I have like all these like references in my mind for like when I got these times. It's really funny. Um, so so it was like it was like mid September when like they closed the doors, and for like a month I was like, wow, this sucks. Like, um, like I just felt it felt like really weird. I felt like I felt if I got like two more like 16 fails, I probably would have stopped playing the game. I probably would have stopped, but that didn't happen, and now I'm here.
You know, which with a bit of hindsight seems quite extreme because you're a VC regular and a regular contributor to Discord these days, right? So
Yeah, I haven't been so much these days, but I could probably throughout 2018 or 2019 I pretty much was, but
yep.
and being pretty good at Perfect Dark and top 15 GoldenEye it'd be kind of weird, but yeah, I felt I was close, but persevered, and that happened. That for like the month, it was like 5 weeks. We I was like locked out. Well, luckily there were people that like. No, I shouldn't say people. The only person who like kept interacting with NoobNet was Irie. I'll say that. Irie was
Thanks,
like the
Ari.
one person who helped us all out, like helped everybody. I can't recall anybody else that was like. I feel like I was like the last person of like this mid-year wave.
This is a kind of
I'm
group
trying to
of
think.
players that came in that
Yeah,
started around
because
a
there's
similar time for whatever reason.
there's like me and Pogo, and I feel like Ricky, Yendis and Fletcher a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Um, and so I feel like I came in at such a weird time where I didn't have the like extra month to like push these boring fours before like the doors closed,
Mm-hmm.
and while like a bunch of uh, so yeah that and
So,
eventually I did get it.
so did it feel
So
like an achievement when you got 500 points then, or did it feel like a relief, or what was the kind
uh,
of feeling when you actually got into the place where you should have been all along?
um, I think it felt nice. I think I was really happy that I finally did it. I don't think once I got in I felt any bad feelings about it.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, from then I still didn't really like I talk in NoobNet only about like my times and how to improve. I wasn't in it for the uh
Social aspect of it.
social aspect, not
Yep.
not at all at that point. It
Yep.
wasn't until like February of the next year of it wasn't until like the Unhorde started coming out, it was like when the social aspect for me started to like be a big part of the game.
So that really helped you come into it being a part of watching those hordes and seeing them happen.
Um, wait, what was the question? Is that what?
Yeah, is that watching those unhordes? Is that what made you
Yeah,
start to feel more connected to the community in some way?
yeah. I feel like I came into VC a little bit before then.
Yep.
This was kind of also at the point that like most people were kind of in Irie's Discord.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, this is a really weird time for the elite. Um, most people were in there. I talked to Dusky and I talked to Harry and I talked to Randy, and like I joined a little bit here and there. I still felt kind of weird. I wanted to like solidify myself as like a decent player before I joined into like talking into VC. So I waited until like I got top 100 to do that.
Mhm.
By that time, I was top 100. I remember I got 1,000 points on December 31st. I
Didn't
like
take you too
grinded for
long to
that.
jump from 500 to 1,000 then.
No, it took only a little bit because I realized like, wow, the boring four are actually hard. The rest of the levels are actually really easy to get points on.
Is there
I
any
just
kind of
did
times in there that helped you jump from 500 to 1,000 that you remember enjoying playing for?
like there's just all the easy ones. Like it was, I say easy, but like some of them are actually like a little bit difficult. Like there's the runway 39.
Yep.
There's playing depot essay on T.X Cavs 103. There's what else is there? B224. Oh, B100.
That sort of stuff.
I think I played all of B2. Yeah.
And so you're obviously getting pretty good at the game reasonably quick. Did you already have your eye on the league following, or did you know that that was coming up? Because you got, whether it was earned correctly or incorrectly, you earned a reputation as a bit of a sandbagger, right?
Okay, I need to correct this. I need to correct this so much. I'm so tired of this. But okay, anyways, I'll get to that in just a little bit. Uh, but anyway, I pretty much just started playing through all GoldenEye. I got Perfect Dark in March of 2019.
Yep.
Never played the game before. Actually, didn't even know it existed until I joined the Elite.
Oh, really?
No, I never even heard of the game. uh, and I don't know. I was never like a huge Nintendo 64 kid. I think I only played like the Mario parties.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm a bit younger, so that could be a good reason. Like I was like 4 when the GameCube came out.
Yeah, right.
So, uh, and I got Perfect Dark. I played that, and I did not sandbag for League. I okay. I'm trying to think. I learned a good bit of the levels, but I did not play them. Like for example, I like watched Chicago runs. I like watched Chicago SA and PA runs to like realize what to do, like before playing it, and just didn't play the level. I don't
You
think
watched
that
the tutorial,
sandbagging.
you understood the level, but you didn't play through
Yeah.
it and then not get to the end, or play it and get
Okay.
PBs and then not even
I
post a
did.
video or
Okay.
anything.
I did do that twice because I thought it
Okay.
was really funny. I
Yeah.
did that on Defection Essay because it's
Oh, of
Defection Essay.
course. Yeah.
Like, how do you not get points on Defection Essay? And then I
No, they're
did that on
free.
Invest Agent
I remember coaching
because
FPS Canada to points on Defection SA, if you remember that guy. But
oh
I
yeah,
guess
yeah,
the
yeah,
point that
yeah.
I'm trying to make is that, yeah, pretty much anybody could get Defection SA points.
You watch me pause out the end of runs, Randy? There's no way. I doubt this. But but I did stuff like that. But I did those for those two.
Yep. I
But
think
I did
that's
those for those
reasonable.
two, and like I feel some people may consider that sandbagging, some people may not. But like,
But
what
that's
else did I
2
do?
over 63, not
Yeah,
every
and
single level in the
they're
game.
like, what else would I know? Like I knew, like I watched the Poly Ruins tutorials,
Mhm.
and oh, and also at this point I had airbase leaderboards. I forgot about that part.
Oh,
I
so
had
you,
airbase
you
leaderboards before before League started. Actually, like I grinded airbase.
so
Forgot
did
to
you just play
talk
through
about
the
that.
game kind of casually or a little bit fast, and is that a level that grabbed you to make you want leaderboards,
Um,
or what made
so
you
I
go for
did.
airbase leaderboard?
So I played like all like the super basic levels and got like good points on them. Like I got Defection 6, Chicago 16.
Mm-hmm.
I think 16 was like 30
It's 30
points
points
still.
probably when you got it. Yeah,
Um,
it's
I played.
been destroyed in the
It's
last like
yeah,
2
it's
years.
destroyed now. Actually, let me see how much was it. 33 points. Wow. Okay. I played Infill Agent. I played Rescue Agent Essay and Extraction Agent and I think Airbase Agent. I think those are all the levels I played. Like when I first, like after I beat the game.
Yep.
So I got those. I played those, and then I was like, let me improve like some of these, and I like improved rescue agents, and then I got like airbase 117, and I'm like, wow, this is a really bad run.
Yeah.
It was like the first, so like I had an airbase 120, which
Mhm.
is probably isn't even points now,
It's
and it's
not,
like
no.
where you don't skip like any lasers,
Yes.
but like the normal route is like you skip like one laser, uh, like the normal one, and then there's like the fast lasers, which is what you do for world record. So like I saw you can do like the normal lasers, and I got like a 3-second cut and like a really bad run. Like, huh, let me play this some more, and then I got like 114 in like 2 days. And it's like at this point, I didn't know the game's easier. I was like, I didn't know like the game was like super free for points.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, that's like I got like an 80 something point time. Like, wow, let me try. And I actually did try for 113 a little bit and never got it.
Is that before Alou even got 112? So trying for
Yes, way
113 as world
before.
record?
Like,
Yep.
yeah, it's like way before that. And I was like, damn, I never got 113, but I tried it for a little bit, and I'm like, huh, let me try SA and PA, because like I'm pretty good at Agent, even though SA and PA are like vastly different levels. But I got like on my first completion on PA, I got like a 70 pointer.
Which way did you go out of the lift?
Yeah, that's a funny one. You could see in my 216 me pausing and watching the end of the run, because I've never I actually never beat the level on PA until that.
I wish I had a big enough brain to do that. I went right out of the lift when I was playing it for League.
Yeah, there's funny. I paused for that one, and that's a really funny one. I was like scared because like I got into the because you go into the lift, and like I remember getting like turned around. You also
Yes.
get because like you get into the lift because like the first one you press Beyond's on one side, and the second one you leave out is on the other side. But I still can't even remember right now. Like if you go in the lift, which is it the I don't even know right now. I can't even
Yeah,
think.
so you go
Top
down the
six player
bottom
right
and
here.
it's around the other way. So you've got to turn around to close
Yeah,
the lift at the bottom and then turn around again to exit
yeah,
in the mid.
yeah. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm pausing and I'm watching a run. I don't know what I'm doing. And I got like a 70 pointer, and then airbase essay I got to like I got like a 148 probably in my first completion. Let me look.
And so, like, at what point do you think you just kind of playing the level because you enjoy it? You're not probably thinking leaderboards yet. Is it just that you get a
No,
good enough
I
set of
wasn't.
times that you think I can
I
get the
was
extra
like
couple of seconds on SA and PA
I
to?
I kind of wanted to prove that I was actually like good at the game.
Yep.
I was good at the game like before League, so I could get picked up because I wasn't playing in time for the League before. Um, that lasted 12 years apparently in
Yeah.
2018, like some people say. Um, so I was like, I want to get good at Perfect Dark before League without wasting my points potential,
Hmm.
and try to do it in a semi legit way of not watching of how I was sandbagging for levels before, as some people keep saying, I guess. Anyway, past that. So I played Airbase because I felt like it had the according like from what I've watched in the levels, it seemed like it had a lot of things to it. It had a tight strafing agent level as well as a PA level that was that had reputation of being one that a lot of people died on. So it had
Yep.
like the two sides of the coins, and it had
Yeah.
SA, which was also a very tight strafing level, probably more tight than Agent, honestly. So it had both sides of the coin and all three difficulties, and so I felt like it was a perfect level for me to get into the game and get better.
And it's not like in the lift with the cam spy and stuff or the drug spy is like a trick per se, but there's some tech there that's not in say
Yeah,
GoldenEye, for example, that you're gonna need to learn.
yeah, you had a few cool things like there. Oh, you also had like the cam spy lift on Agent, or the cam spy warp up the stairs on Agent,
Yes.
stopping, yeah, and like you said, stopping the elevator. It also had an RNG aspect that like I
Yep.
feel I don't want to say is not in GoldenEye because it is, but I don't. No, probably not that.
So
But
it's actually,
anyway,
now that you put it like that, it's a pretty good showcase of all the stuff that's in PD.
yeah,
The thing it doesn't have is an out of bounds clip.
yeah, basically. And I already did at least defection agent, so I had like a little bit of knowledge on out of bounds and stuff like that. But but anyway, I got leaderboards by getting 114, 144, and 207, which I think wouldn't even get me like 20 points close to leaderboards nowadays.
There's been a lot of
And
work done in Perfect Dark at the
yeah,
top level lately.
yeah. And so I played that, and then it was to get into League, and I played a lot during League is an understatement to put for that.
Yeah, so what is I'm interested in hearing about that. Is that, are you always so competitive in the things that you're doing? Is that or is
Very,
it, yeah?
yeah. Uh, I mean, it goes back to like with the Pokemon thing.
Yeah.
I've always done competitive games, and I've always played to win, and I've done whatever it is to win, is what I can say.
Yeah.
And I did that when I was 11 years old, and I did it when I was 22 or 23, however old I am now.
And so you had you got MVP in League last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of chasing
And
around.
yeah, I didn't I pretty much I just went super hard during League, and I think I got to like just under. I think I got to like 22nd. I think is what I got to.
Just out of top 20.
Just out of top 20, and that was without PAL,
Right, yes.
which is
But
which comes like a lot later too.
we have skipped over one group of times that I want to talk about. I think we haven't talked about your dual 420s.
Oh
Because
yeah, I
they
got
happened
those
before
before that
League as well, right?
Yeah, I forgot about those.
So tell me, what are you thinking to achieve such insane times?
It was great. It was really fun. So it started with me realizing that you can post a dual 420 on LTK and DLTK on dual, and you
Mhm.
would and it'd still show up on the bot on lobby.
Yeah.
So so I did that, and I thought it was really funny. So then I just did it for the rest, and I still have those dual 420s. And I will say, I will improve those whenever I get sub 3 without improving those. I I I will say I have all 3, 6, and 9 on my computer on all 3 versions, cut and ready to be posted to YouTube.
They're ready to go when the time is right.
Yes, that's what I'll say. They're all right. It's all ready.
And you talked about times getting posted by the bot. Your PR comments are often quite. They
Yeah,
just they show off like an
I,
irreverent sense of humor. Like,
I
what do
used
you
to.
think about when you write most of these things?
So it started off as 'cause I thought Perfect Dark was going to be my joke game.
Right.
That's what it started off as. That's what it starts off for everybody who starts at GoldenEye and goes to Perfect Dark, and who was eventually now a Perfect Dark
Transitions to the
star.
dark side.
Yeah, like like it started off. Like, I didn't even realize that I was primarily a Perfect Dark player until the end of League, when I realized that wow, I'm 70 places higher in Perfect Dark than GoldenEye. I
Was it
didn't realize it until then.
was there a motivation there to play more PD rather than play more GoldenEye as well? To make you
Like
realize that you're a perfect dark player?
throughout it, I was just like I was having so much more fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't know like if it I feel like it was like 80% that I was finding the game more fun, but also like a 20% like wow, 80 pointers are so much easier. And if it feels so nice seeing it, getting a time and seeing it just be 80 points.
Yeah. The dopamine hit.
Felt so much nicer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The dopamine hit. It's exactly 100% that. It just felt so nice. And yeah, and
So I distracted you from telling me that Perfect Dark started out as a joke game, and so that's where the joke
yes,
PB
that's
came
what we're
from.
talking about.
Right.
Yeah, it just started off as a joke game because I'm like, because like before even getting into Perfect Dark, I actually had some good GE times.
Yep.
I had Bunker 1 00105.
Yep.
I had 80 points on B2 SA and 00, which I think like all three of those times, like if you all combined, have only been bopped like 5 times in like the near 2 years now that I've
Yeah.
had them. Like all Bunker 1 00 has only been bopped once. B2 SA has been bopped 3 times in 2 years, and B2
That's
00 has been bopped 3 times.
that's some
So
decent longevity.
yeah, pretty good longevity for it was like 7 months into playing GoldenEye or something when I got those,
Yep.
and so it's like, wow, I'm gonna play Perfect Dark, get all these times for League, see the game's pretty fun, maybe play it on the side while I'm playing GoldenEye, and I just never stopped playing Perfect Dark after League is basically what happened.
Do you ever feel short of something to type into your PR comments, or is there always one that's on your tip of your tongue that's ready to go?
It was I'd honestly sit here for like 5 minutes thinking of a PR comment sometimes. There's some good ones. I don't want to say half of them on your stream, but
As long as they're not slurs, you can get away with it, I think.
no, I'm still good. I don't want to say some of these. It was just funny because it was just it's gonna be a joke game at start, and then you can kind of see like near the end of 2019 that my comments start to be a little bit more serious because I'm like, wow, I'm better at this game now. It was kind of funny.
I've got to, and particularly if you're getting times that are going to sit on your times page for a while, people might look at this comment for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think, like, did anything else happen during that league that was like
How did
very
your team
relevant for me?
perform overall? I think you won off the top of my head.
Yeah, we won. We won by a lot, mostly because of me. But I can
Don't be modest. Tell us why you won.
Because I'm fucking amazing.
So
That's
you,
why.
as an individual, I think scored like more than half of the teams.
I
right?
have it. I have it right here. So.
Oh, you still got the sheet handy.
Oh yeah, I got the sheet handy. So we won by 1,600 points, which actually wasn't a lot. It was 14,700 to 13,200, 1,500 points, which wasn't like it's not like a ton of points. But I had 3,000 more points gained than the second person in league, which was Fletcher. I had 7,600 compared to his 4,600. So.
And even Fletcher had an outstanding league.
Yes, he did. He had a fantastic league. He just couldn't play during the daily doubles.
Yep. I made the mistake of going on holiday in the middle of the league.
Yeah. And I played all of Perfect Dark, and I even played a good bit of GoldenEye. I played I got a Depot Warp. I got 24 on the daily double. Actually, very happy about that. I got 2 warps in 5 minutes. I got a 25 and then a 24.
Done. Don't have to play the stupid level anymore.
Yeah, it was great.
I can only ever hope that my
made
depot
26
sessions
pointless.
are so are quite so lucky.
I made 26 pointless, as it should be, and everyone should do a warp. Isn't that right, Cal?
No, I think all the warps are spliced. All the warps are spliced. When I'm the supreme overlord of the elite, I'm going to remove them all. They'll all get backrolled. 25 is still the world record, and you've got to use 2.x to get that.
Darn. What else did I play during that league? I think I played all of Control, and I think that's it. Honestly, I might have played Aztec. Yeah. But besides that, I think that was it. I didn't play that much GoldenEye. Because Perfect Dark, it was every day I had a level that I needed to play.
Yeah.
It was because it's like I'd like stay up until like I'd stay up until because the new daily rolled around at 9 p.m. for my time, so I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna be up for the daily. Then I'd play that until I go to sleep, and then if I still wanted to improve it, then I'd keep playing it the next day. And if it wasn't, then I'd play the GoldenEye.
Yep.
The next day, and that's what I did for the league. It was great.
it's kind of convenient when the changeover isn't like dead on midnight when you can do something with it before
Yeah.
you go to bed. Like
Yeah, it was at 9, and I normally stayed up. I normally stay up late anyway, so I was like, okay, it's like perfect prime time for me to start playing.
yeah. League
And
changeover for me is normally about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, which is great, you know, so I can knock
oh
off
yeah,
work and then, oh, what's the level today? I'll take a look at that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And trying to think like anything else like during that like like league. I think that's like about it to talk about that league for me. Like I played just every daily double, and I
Chased them all down.
just chased them all down, and I got like a lot of good points. The points were a lot easier back then because this is like I was like the first person. It was like me and Fletcher were like the first people of like the new wave that actually like played Perfect Dark a lot. I
Yep.
feel like it was kind of weird. Like everybody else like came after us, which is I don't know, feels kind of weird.
There's
And
been
just all
big
the points were so much
players
easier.
that have followed that transition and stuck with it.
Yeah, yeah. Now we have Perna and Will and I guess Randy now, and Ricky and BK kind of were playing the game already at that point, but they still were. They're more world record focused players,
Yep.
so they still weren't playing for that stuff at that point.
When playing overall, yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And now just a lot more people, where the game's just a lot more balanced. People may not play the whole game, but you'll have people that come and play the game that are good at least a few good levels that will help
Yep.
push down the threshold like Para. Like Para's has good defense times and good P2 times and some times here and there that help push down the threshold. And it's getting there where PD's hopefully going to get to a somewhat respectable points allocation at some point. Maybe not soon, but in a year, maybe 2 years.
It's certainly far more optimized than it was, 2 years ago, even.
I feel it's definitely getting there a lot. I feel like GoldenEye's a little. I don't want to say it's stagnant right now. I could be wrong, but I feel like
Yeah, there's some more interesting stuff happening at PD. I don't think it's unfair to say that.
there hasn't been a lot more top 50 players who have come in. There haven't been a lot more new top 50 players in GoldenEye. Like
Yeah.
I can think of like Colton and I guess me since I just joined top 50 after playing last league. But like I'm having like trouble like thinking of like a lot of them. But yeah, that's about it.
So before, kind of towards the either maybe not the end of league, but just after league, you started playing a fair bit of LTK. Is that something you'd started playing beforehand, or
I started playing LTK in GoldenEye.
Yep. If you need to go on hand or
Um,
something, go.
no, she's let my cat in. Hi, kitty. Come here. So yeah, I started playing it in GoldenEye, and what did I play? I played like all the easy ones, like all the easy ones, like
Surface
freaking,
2 and
Surface 2, Archives. I think both of those on DLTK also. Maybe Frigate LTK,
yep.
like, and like I think B1 LTK, but like that was it. And then something clicked in me that I was like, oh, let's do the Perfect Dark LTK. Let's try a little bit of that. And I just started just knocking them out like a little bit at a time. And I don't think it took me that long from when I started to actually. I think I started it at like a little bit after the end of League. So like in September, and when did I get Attack Ship DLTK? Oh no, never mind.
8th
I
of
already got it in
September
September.
was.
Never mind. So it must have been like a month of me just grinding it out. Because at that point, because I was like really, because that was after League, and I was so burnt out, as you can imagine.
Yeah,
I
you've
was
gone hard every day for 2 months.
yeah,
I can imagine being
and
burnt out.
and at this point, I had just agreed to be a part of Product 2020, and I
Mhm.
had gotten my first times for that.
Yep.
I got my MBRs, and I was so like after that, like I felt like I could keep playing after League, but then I got the MBRs, and then I just felt like dead. I was like, I can't keep playing. Like
Yep.
this game's like not fun for me at all. So I started playing LTK, and I got all those, and then I got all the GE LTKs also after I completed Attack Ship DLTK. Still haven't done all the DLTKs for that, but I did all the LTKs.
Well, I mean, even on Perfect Dark, you're one of only 9 people that have ever completed Attack Ship DLTK.
Yeah, and that was
which is a cool
that was
achievement.
fun. It was I did it in one session also, which was
Oh, did you?
very
Actually, I
yeah.
remember you streaming for that. Now that you say that.
Yeah, it was the first stream that I ever did for it, and I said I think I said in lobby before I started the stream, I'm gonna stream all my attempts for Attack Ship DLTK, and it took one stream.
Yeah.
And I remember Flicker being in my stream and was getting very mad at me because I was being very stupid with one of the strats. I remember him being. It was something about. I remember it was really funny because he made a video for me, and he was just really frustrated in his tone that he made, and I felt like really bad. Oh, Flicker's in chat.
What does Flicker know about Attack Ship DLTK though?
Yeah,
Like, it's
what
not like
does
he
he
knows
know
anything.
about it? It was the first stream after the hangar. So like you had to make sure like Elvis doesn't get to. So like after the hangar and you go up the lift.
Yes.
And so you go up the lift and you have to make sure like Elvis stands like not too close to the door, or else he's just gonna run in. So you have to. And like I did it like 3 attempts, and Elvis just ran in like every time, or like Lure to Skedar, and Flicker was just getting mad, and I'm like, please just make me a video. And then he did it, and then I completed it that night, and it was crazy. Oh my god, my heart near the end of that was.
Is that the hardest that your heart's gone playing the game, even compared to being, say, on Untied pace?
Oh, that's a good one to think about. When was like my most like heart pounding moment? Oh no, my most heart pounding moment is War DLTK 118, which goes with Project 2020. I remember like it was like a surreal moment. Like I remember like just in the moment I could feel and hear my heart beating like during that time. It was such a. You see me pause like 30 times within a 3-second part of the level for the ending.
Yeah.
Like I lost time doing that, I'm sure of it. But it oh my god, I remember that. But yeah, it was like
breath.
It's like War DLTK, Attack Ship DLTK, and Ruins Agent.
Yep.
Those are like the 3 times. And I'm sure we'll get to Ruins Agent.
We'll get there eventually, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how long we've been at this. Oh god. I've been rambling. Oh no.
Not 5 hours, I'll tell you that much. Not 5 hours.
That's true. We're almost into 2020. So we're not rambling too much, I guess.
If you do want to take a break, we can tease by saying I'm about to ask about some Project 2020 stuff. If you need to
sure.
stand up and have a glass of water or something.
Sure, we'll do that.
We'll kick it over to the other screen, and we'll be back in just a moment, people.
Okay.
Good pickup. I muted both of
Nice.
those things. Muted both of us. They wouldn't have
There
heard
we go.
anything.
All right.
And you can hear me now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I heard you, but we're good. Okay.
So you talked about when you got closed out of Elite Lobby with all of the kind of end of 2018 shenanigans that were going on. That one of the things that kind of brought you into the community was being there live to experience the hordes that all kind of happened at the start of 2019. Like there was
Yeah.
there was a few of them that happened around then. Is there any? What do you remember about watching any of them?
I still was like really new to VC, but I talked to like a lot of the people. What was first? I think it was part 11 first. I
Yep,
feel
that sounds about right.
I can look at the Amalgamates trailer because it has all of that. But I don't know.
I
Anyways,
reckon it was part 11, Sampap, PD.
that's sounding correct. It was those three, and I don't know. Anyways, I remember talking to these people like a bit during yeah, Century Club definitely had to. Oh, there's Century Club too. Duh,
Yeah.
of course. Because I actually had 2 runs with Century Club, which um I actually didn't know. I don't know anything about Century Club at all, but I remember when they announced it, I gave BK a couple of my runs. Was like, hey, you can put these in if you want. And but anyways, those like were really cool for me, and I was like, wow, this is I really like this aspect of it.
So did you know what hordes were before the Century Club one kind of got announced?
Yes, I remember Capap 3. I remember watching it after it debuted,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't like know anybody in the community because my only reference, I knew like some of the people, but my only reference was through Speedlore and through watching Goose's streams at that point.
Yeah.
Because it was maybe not even no, definitely Speedlore at that point. But so I didn't get any of the inside jokes, or I didn't know which times were actually good. Even
Yeah.
I didn't even really look at the elite at that point. But I remember watching it. And it was like, well, I knew the concept of it and what they were doing, and all that. But so at that point I knew what hordes were, and I thought it was really cool, and it was a really cool community aspect of it. And being like in the void, being in the VC like during the like reveal was super cool. Like
Yep.
the hype's in the air of like, oh, what's coming up next? Like even for part 11 where like the times, what, I don't even, was I even I don't think I was in VC for part 11.
Might have just
I
been
don't
in
think that
Twitch
was like a,
chat.
I think that was just a Twitch chat thing. I was definitely in VC for Century Club and for PD though. I remember that
Yep.
a lot. And I think for Sampap, I think I was in a VC. I think I was in VC for that, um, but not for part 11. So that's one was probably first. So I remember watching that one, and it was really cool seeing like all the hype in the lobby, and especially the runway 34,
Mm-hmm.
which I got like 35 the week after. It was really cool. And yeah, it was just a cool community aspect. And I was in Century Club a little bit. I gave my B2 101 and my B1 105, and that event, and I guess me being in Century Club eventually led to me being in Product 2020 because I don't know. I think they all
You
just
were a
asked
known
everybody.
hoarder.
Yeah, I guess. I that wasn't even like part of it. I still kind of like look back at it until I was asked to be in Project 2020. I actually felt a little bit weird after the airing of Century Club that I did that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
sure if anybody I'm not sure if anybody else felt that way after watching it. Uh but I felt a little bit weird. I felt like I kind of just showed up uninvited possibly in some of their eyes, but I'm unsure. I don't know. I kind of look back at it a little bit weird. Um, but in the end, it let me get in Product 2020, which I'm forever thankful for, because that was one of the we'll get into that, I guess. But it was one of the greatest things I've been a part of, like maybe in my life, was Project 2020.
What was it that made Project 2020 so enjoyable to be a part of?
Just the never ending like excitement that we're just going to show everybody these times. I don't know. I don't know what it was like at the reveal for everybody else, but knowing of what we had throughout all those months, just we before we had 2 control untieds and an S1 00 untied like by September, and we haven't even set a release date by that point. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how are we gonna like do this? Like, and
Capap 3 was topped off with a single insane
yes,
untied, right?
we had more untieds about 2 months into our hoarding process than any other horde almost combined. So, like, it was just okay, more GoldenEye untieds than every other unhorde combined. To put it in that way.
Yeah.
But and it's like the untied just kept piling up, and it was just like so stressful. It was like stressful, but in like an exciting way.
Yeah.
It wasn't stressful in an exciting way when I was grinding for times, because I had no times going into like December of that year. Kind of just flopped from one question all the way forward. But
so that's funny, because you were accused of hoarding for a long time throughout that period, despite the fact that you probably didn't have very much hoarded at all then.
No, I had nothing. I had my MBR times and my defection times from in August and September, and I did not play from like the beginning of September. I think it was like September 5th was my defection agent time.
It sounds like
And I did not play
between that and the sandbagging, it sounds like a lot of false accusations have been thrown your way in your time.
Yeah. So I mean, I was hoarding. I'll give him that. But I was hoarding a mediocre world record and I think 94 pointers on MBR, like the most underplayed level in Perfect Dark. So I wasn't. So I was legitimately playing LTK and nothing else for all of September and October. And then I got a attack ship 209, and which I thought was super cool.
Which is a cool time,
And
very cool time. Yeah.
it was a cool time for that time. Now it's like a pretty whatever time, because everyone and their moms can get a 9 ending, I guess, and
Yeah.
get a 12-second untied or something like that on the level. But yeah, that was cool for the time. It was
210 was pretty unheard of.
It was
recently,
at the
really.
time it was there was Chuya with 206, there was Boss with 208, and then me, Carl, and MW at 209.
Yeah,
So
right.
it was a rather exclusive club. And then, like I said before, the Yendis like leaked the time, and that put a damper on the things, and I didn't like play at all until the beginning of December, and the moment that my exams ended. So the day that I had my last exam in December 2019, I got tax tip 309 and runway LTK 41.
Yep.
So that was a pretty cool day. And
a very good day.
Yeah, and I have all this stuff like on the Project 2020 like recap thread. So I'm not sure like how much to go into this, but I can go into.
You wrote up a really good post there, actually.
Yeah, that was fun to write that up. But the original question was the hordes of the first hordes, and I got all the way to here.
I led you along the path too. Don't worry.
a little bit, but yeah. But anyway, the question was, why is this experience so special? But yeah, like it was just it was stressful because I didn't have any times until December. All my times were basically in December, all my good ones. Bunker 122, my attacks to PA, my runway LTK, my what else? War DLTK.
So you mentioned
Yeah,
already that you're sitting on these untied, not you personally, but as a group, you know
yeah.
what's kind of coming. Is that driven any kind of competitiveness from you to try and get some times that
100%.
would maybe not match, but at least sit alongside these kind of times to form part of
Yeah,
the same video?
it was definitely. I was like, I need to get off my ass and actually get like sometimes that show like some diversity in this unhorde that I know I can't get like good world records. I maybe could have at that time Perfect Dark, but I felt like I couldn't. Like I got
Yep.
um like I could have maybe gotten some other things, uh but I was like, let me just try to get the best 90 something pointers that I can on levels that I'm good at. And I felt it was good. I got some diverse times in there and showed that I was actually decent at the games as opposed to my league showing of just getting all these 80 pointers or 70 pointers and just being good across the board.
Yep. These are times that are that next step above
Yeah,
just getting enough points to win league comfortably.
exactly. I was able to get the good attack ship times as well as some leaderboards here and there, as well as a couple world records and an LTK untied, and my first GoldenEye leaderboards as well. Forgot about that.
Which
That's a
was
big one.
Bunker One.
Bunker one. Yes, that was a fun one to get.
Were the times that
Which
helped you get
wraps back around.
leaderboards? Were they project only 20 times?
Uh, I had 17.
Yep.
I had 17, and I had 105 on Double O, and I had 23 on SA, and the 22 let me get
Great in the
leaderboards.
leaderboards. Cool.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
So
And there's
not.
also
Oh, go ahead.
here you can go. I was gonna say I was like, and I'm also like I think by far the lowest ranked player, or at the time I was by far the lowest ranked player with 22 by like a lot of placings. Oh, besides Grav, never mind. That's
NA
he doesn't
crew.
count. He doesn't count.
NA crew.
Yeah.
Um, it's not that long after the release of Project 20 that you start to. Well, I'm guessing that you start to play for Ruins 104. Like, do you have
Yeah.
105 as a world record already, or do you?
Um,
What makes you think that 104 is out there for you?
I'm trying to think what led me to that. So first, I kind of just filled out my times page, improved all my. So like throughout December and January, I was also improving my PD times page like by itself because I didn't because all my league time I got all my league times and then I had my hoarded times, but then all the rest of my levels are like at this time I've improved a lot um through playing, and I still just had all these like first completion league times
Yep.
that just I just played the level for league and I was like, oh, this level sucks. I don't want to play it anymore for league. So I was like, okay. And it got to like December and I'm like, these times are actually like really bad now. So let's improve them. So that December and January and February, I improved all of those. And I guess one level that I just took a liking to and felt like really strong about was ruins in general.
Mm-hmm.
And and going into after Product 2020, I only had what did I have? I had 112 like
Right.
after Project 2020. So it kind of shows like how fast it like dropped down. So I'm looking at my like PR history and yeah, I got down to like 106 cuz pretty much I'd pick a whole like series of levels and improve agent SA and PA like if doable. And I just loved ruins. I still love ruins. It's a
Yep.
fantastic level. And I got to like 106 like rather like fine. 106 actually took me like a good bit to get from 107. I had like so many jokes and so many like trolls, but but uh, I get like I remember when I first started, I talked to Polly like a lot about ruins because we're the two people in like the entire elite that like this level. We're like the only two apparently. It's like I don't know anybody else that likes the level, but I remember talking to him a lot and like me and him would always say like, wow, like 105's like this time like doesn't make sense. Like we can be on like the same pace at this point, but somehow boss gains a magic like 0.5 seconds here, and
Top player privilege.
like yeah, that's what we assumed, and I kind of just started playing it, and I just see little things here and there that it's like, huh, like that's really good, and I think it was like Ace posted 105, I think the day after Project 2020, which is something that I forgot to mention. Um, I don't even. I think he got that like the day before it aired, and just didn't post it until after. But I remember like and he had that, and like watching like all three of the runs and me playing it, it kind of made me like realize like, huh, like this feels a lot more doable than I think, like to get this world record. And I just play it and I get 106. The 106 took me forever though. Anyways, what are you saying?
105 is pretty exclusive there. It's Boss, Carl, and Ace.
Yeah,
right?
it was the top three, and like for until I actually like played the level, I thought like my max would be like 107, like easily. Like there'd be no way I can get past 107 because I've like watched the 105 and there's like no way. But watching, but I just kind of noticed that I was doing parts of the level like faster than them, like the ending. Like I can just go on and on because I just lab the level a lot. Like their endings are so bad. Their endings are awful. Now that like looking back on it, like with my knowledge now, like Carl's and Boss's and Ace's 105 endings are like really, really bad.
Yeah, okay.
And also like their beginnings weren't perfect. They're very, very good. Their beginnings were very good. But while going for 106, I had like beginnings that were as fast as theirs.
Right.
So
you started to see potential
so,
for 105.
So I was like, huh, I can get 105. I was like, that's pretty cool. So I got 106, and I think I let that stand for a while before I was like, huh, let me. I felt like I needed a good time to go for. I was like tired of this being like top 10 or what was I at this point? I think I was like 13th. I'm not sure exactly, but I got up to. I was just going for it, and I decided to just try for that because I wanted like a good time for once. Because all my PD times at this time like weren't great, honestly, except for my attack ship PA time. Like I only had War 25 and Defection 5 as world records. I think I don't even have Chicago 25 at this point. I think.
Yeah.
Which is another easy one. I didn't have that. So I decided I go for 105, and I got it after a while, and I had a 104 fail actually while going for 105.
Oh, really?
And like I sent it to Polly, and I'm like, is this like a legit run? Like, did I just fail like 104 pace? It was just a miss. I like missed the third bug, like when you're throwing it, and I just played out the run, and it was like a 104.80. I could probably find it somewhere. I'm not sure where it would be though. But I had this and I sent it to Paul, and he's like, "That looks legit to me." And I'm just the bug was a little bit of a bad throw, and I was like, "Huh." And when I finally got 105, it was a 105.2, which was like insane.
Yeah.
And and then I was like, "Huh." And at this point, like, Ace saw the run, and he like said something like he was gonna go for 104, and I was just shaking in my boots, like that he was gonna beat me to it. I was so scared. I was like, "This is my only chance, probably." And I'm sure, like, you've heard this story about everybody who's gotten like their first untied. Like, this is my only chance I'm ever gonna get for an untied. And so I it's really not that long of a grind. It was 3 days, and I got 104, which which really isn't that bad. And I don't even think Ace even like played for it. I think he put in like an hour for the time, and it's like, this level is shit. And then he's like just stopped playing it. But I during that entire like 3 days, I played like I remember going to school, coming home, and just playing for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
I did that for the first 2 days, and on the third day I got it like 3 hours in. And I had like 12 104 fails and like 20 105 completes during that time. So I was like rather consistent at the level.
Yeah. Still not 47 hours to go
No,
from
no,
105 to
it was
104.
it was a lot easier. A lot easier than Bunker 117.
But
Who would have thought?
that sounds an awful lot like BK when he's talking about going for
Yeah,
infill PA 137. You know, like
100%
the
like
effort
that.
that you've got to put in to beat Ace when you think he's on your tail.
Yeah, I remember just being so scared that he was going to beat me to it because at this point, I remember Ace was also saying like he's playing for a secret untied. he,
Right.
he said I forget one of his what acronym he used, but it's like secret something agent or secret untied. It wasn't, and and I think he said it was some agent level. I'm forgetting what level it actually was. It might have been like a Villa agent, I think maybe,
Right.
but it turned out it was not ruins anyway. And I just remember just being so scared until I finally got the untied, and
and an
it
agent untied,
was,
right? Too, right?
yeah, there's an agent
That's
untied for me who had all these awful agent times. I I guess I'm notorious for bad agent times and only good PA times, or I was at the time at least.
and then when Ace finally got his 20 out of 20 sweep, 104 was one of the last ones to fall, if not the
It
last.
was the last, which I was very happy about. I remember begging for him in lobby to get 112 first before 104, and I didn't care if he tied it. I just wanted him. I just wanted it to be the last one, and then I got mad because he tied it on the 70th day of getting it untied instead of the 69th, which kind of sucked. But
I feel you on that. I'm trying to cut 2 seconds on GoldenEye at the moment to become 69th in time ranks.
oh, that's sick. Where am I? Oh, I'm way past that in time
Yeah,
ranks.
you'd be
Damn.
way past. If you top 50 in points, you'd be way
Yeah.
past it.
Yeah. Oh damn, oh man, you have to. That's a tight place to
It's a small
squeeze
little
into.
window that I've got.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a small window.
I've held it
Yeah.
before. I'm trying to reclaim my glory.
Oh man, 2 seconds. Oh, you can get that easy.
Yeah, I'm playing some silo double O at the moment, so as long as I don't skip too much, I'll be right.
Yeah, I saw you posted that. I watched your run, and that made me maybe want to play a Silo Double O. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying
I'm
silo at the moment.
still haven't plugged in my console in a while. I'm waiting for something. I'm hoping I'll get to that in a little bit.
The healthy
Cause,
breaks always a good
yeah,
thing.
exactly. But
Um, I'm trying to think if you got up to much. I don't know anything. Much between sort of March when you got your untied and June when league kicks off. I'm guessing that's a lot of playing for top 10 sort of times. Is that right?
yeah, that was a lot of top 10 and eventually top 5.
Yep.
I got to 7th place without PAL. That was
Mm-hmm.
my peak. I got like 7th place, I think, for a day before Ricky passed me again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so hard. Like, cause I got top 10 with getting a Mayan SOS agent fast cycle run, and
Yeah.
then
Which is pretty cooked.
yeah, that was pretty. I hate that level, but it was cool to get top 10 finally with that. And then I got to 7th place with that by improving a bunch of other PRs, and then I finally got PAL, and then I got 5th place like instantly. Like
Yep.
within an hour of getting my PAL console, I went from 5th place to like from 7th place, or I think I was 8th place at the time, to like 50 points ahead of 5th place.
There's been an awful lot of competition in the last sort of 12 or so months to get PD top 10. You mentioned yourself, Ricky, BK. There's this new guy called Wixie Lever that's come along. Like there's a lot of movement there.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of movement there. Yeah, it's been good. It was fun to hold 5th place for as long as I did.
Yep.
Until this guy came around, and him playing 37 hours a day combined with me playing 0 hours a week, he caught up a lot faster than I thought he would.
Pretty quick.
I wish I could have. I don't know. I don't want to discredit him because he's so good. He's insane. He's way better than me. Way better than I think I could ever even get to. But like, I really wish I could have seen if I had like PAL and didn't hoard from like the start, and I just only played for points. Like how fast I could have gotten to 5th. Because I feel like I could have gotten it by like December of 2019.
Right.
Because it took me until, because it would have been like an extra like 200 free points if I had PAL. But yeah, that's besides the point. That's irrelevant. But yeah, anyway, I did eventually get 5th place and held that from May until I think Will passed me last month at some point.
And no matter what, you've unlocked that achievement. So
yeah,
that's not going anywhere as well.
Yep, that was the big one. Just getting the top 5 achievement. One day we'll have more achievements. I love the achievements.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the ways that we can make the game encouraging for newer players. You know,
I love the achievements.
The game's getting pretty optimized and hard to get lots of points, so it's one of the ways that you can maybe do it. You love the achievements,
except for dual awarding a world record. What else? I don't know what we're gonna do to change that. I don't know. I don't know. I also, that this is a little bit off topic, but I feel like the talk about the duel getting points back was I feel like the discussion fizzled out when a lot of people actually kind of agreed with it.
Yes.
I don't know. At this point, I don't even know how I felt, and I eventually got swayed to me with having 420s on duel was eventually swayed to the point of bring back the points. So
maybe you should bump the thread if you're feeling passionate about it.
Yeah, maybe I will. But yeah, there's that plus, but yeah, I like the achievements. Achievements are great. Feel that I think I felt better about seeing the the Untied achievement than actually posting the Untied.
Yeah, right.
It was something, I don't know, something about that I like a lot.
That feels cool.
And, yeah,
and it, somebody can come along and get 103. I'm not sure whether it's possible, but somebody can come
100% possible, but not for me.
Somebody can get 103 tomorrow, but that Untied achievement isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. 103 is definitely possible, but that's like years away. I have like from starting the level to like halfway point, and like having my best run of that, and then from that point till the end of the level, it's like if you were to take like my 2 best TTs, it'd be like a 103.4. So it's like not like tight, but it's still very hard.
Yes.
But I am not going for that probably ever.
Not until 2037.
Yeah, something like that.
League,
I guess
League last year.
Yeah, next is League.
You've already top 5 PD, but you still you almost opted out of League. If I read your forum post for that, right, like you knew that the competitiveness was going to overcome you again, or
100%. I knew it was going to overcome me, and I'm so glad I got on a team that did. I don't want. How do I say this in not a mean way? Because I don't think it's a mean way. I mean, Spaguda drafted our team for us not to win.
Yes.
To be
a fun team.
Yeah, to be a fun team, and that's what we did.
Yep.
And I felt so glad that I could play without any feeling of trying to win. It felt amazing, and I went from I think 97th place up to 46th place.
Predominantly GoldenEye.
Yeah,
or almost probably all GoldenEye, just about.
I think all GoldenEye except for 2 PD world records and then an airbase SA time.
Yep.
I think that was it. And yeah, it was fun. I also liked that I could prove that I'm actually like decent at GoldenEye and wasn't just a PD player. Like, I mean, top 50 is like fine. It's not fantastic by any mean, but climbing 50 ranks in GoldenEye in 2 months felt really good.
Yeah. And I guess since League, you've been relatively quiet apart from Airbase 112 to come back to your start of your PD grinds, getting that
Yeah.
world record there, despite the fact it's 2 seconds faster than the 114.
Yeah, I guess we're back. I guess we're all the way to today. Yeah, I just haven't been playing. I'm not sure what it is. I just haven't had the motivation. Haven't really. I'm not sure what actually motivated me to play for 112, and like only that. It was really weird.
Yep.
Yeah, after League, I got my Crash Site essay. I got a Crash Site Agent and essay 114 and 125. 114 took me forever. That was actually a really dark fucking time. It was really weird. I pretty much I'd get my GoldenEye time, like I'd get like whatever was like my 30-40 pointer, and then I'd play Crash Site Agent from like midnight to 4 a.m. for like 2 weeks. It was so like, I don't want to say depressing. It was just such a
It's like
weird.
the definition of a grind.
It was an actual grind. I don't know. I've never done any of those. I've never done actual grinds before. But it was just, yeah, I just grinded that, and it was also kind of a time when I stopped going in VC that much. I don't really know why. I've kind of just been enjoying just kind of taking a step back from like all the social aspects of the elite.
Yep.
And I kind of just during like near the end of League and stuff, I was kind of just playing by myself, and during that I just played for like 4 hours each night and just watching videos, and then that's what I, until I finally got 114, and then I got 125 in like 2 days, which is really nice.
Sounds like most of the time that's the way that I play, you know, ping it up on the TV and pull some video up on the computer and play away that way.
Yeah, it's just weird with Crash Site because Crash Site's it's a really luck-based level. Some people, that's I guess a debate for some people, even though it's
with
fact.
the president and all of that. Is that the main luck element?
Pretty much, with all just the president luck, but it's basically you're just doing the same thing just over and over and over again. Well, I feel like, and I felt there's just no thinking with the level, while like most other levels, you at least have to like watch what you're doing and think about what you're doing. But Crash Site felt like it's just such a grind and just waiting. And yeah, and I guess since then I haven't really done anything. I
haven't been accused of hoarding this year even.
I haven't. I'm actually surprised. I nobody's accused me. I guess everybody just actually thinks I'm not hoarding, and I'm not. To be, I mean, I guess everyone will see that I'm not hoarding in, I guess, 2 weeks, but I'm not. It's been nice to not play.
You've been playing pretty hard basically for 2 years straight almost, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking at my time page. My Crash Site 125 saw my latest time, so
yep.
That really shows that I haven't been playing. And I just got a couple Aztec times. I did get Cavs 102 and Streets 155s, really close to each other, and a couple Aztec times. Oh, I still have I never posted a video for that. That reminds me. I have an Aztec Agent 131 that I posted in October, and I've just never cut the video
for the Cal tie.
That reminds me. I was like, I clicked it. I'm like, no video. That's strange. That's funny. Anyway, maybe I'll do that later tonight.
And you're looking to find 38 seconds to get under the 3-hour barrier. I'm
can
guessing
do that.
Most of them are going to come from GoldenEye, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling myself since, I guess, August now to just cut those seconds and you'll eventually get under 3 hours. But It's been a lot slower of a time, but I mean, it's not. I don't think it's too difficult for me. I can do a lot on train now that I have PAL. I've never
Oh
played
yeah.
that yet. Like it's like maybe not too much on agent, but easily like close to like 8 on SA and like easy like 10 on double O, and I have
Which
a
gets
lot
you
of other
halfway there,
bad.
basically.
Yeah, it's like halfway there, and then I can get another like 4 seconds on silo double O, and just here there nickel and dime 'em, and I can get there rather easily. My Cavs SA is really bad.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Are you gonna take Samo's advice and go straight to the mine throw strat, or are you gonna play old strat?
I do like like throwing nade slash mine strats. I really
Yep.
like those. I'm a big fan of those. Uh,
Well, we didn't
but
talk
I'm
about
not
your
sure if I would.
runway LTK untied,
Oh, that's true.
right?
We never
Talking
did.
of throwing grenades and mines and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, yeah, that was a fun time. Um, I got like to I guess like to start from runway LTK. There was so I tried for like to get a completion on runway LTK. I tried for like 4 hours using the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Could not get it, and it just so happened on the same day. I think Creator Destroyer posted a completion with I think timed mines, and I'm like, why don't I just use nades? What am I doing? I'm just gonna. I only run
You've already
past
got
like 6
34 at this point, I'm
guards.
guessing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had 34. Wait, did I?
You had 35 or 34 anyway.
I
You
had
you had a nade
35
strat
definitely.
run.
No, no, you're right. I had 35 and I got 34 like in between runway 41 and runway 39.
Right.
So, okay, so I had so this is like for a completion in like October, like when I'm doing my completions, and I'm like, oh, let me just do an A complete, and I got like a 5th place time, and nobody, um, I guess nobody has done this before, like nobody has. I think it was like Perna and Creator Destroyer and me. What a group of people to have this only like strat. It
The
was like only
ragtag
us
group.
three use the timed mines or nades, and I got like I think I got a 4th place time by using the nades, and it was so much easier. It took like half an hour,
Yeah.
and while like with the tank, I have to hit the shots as well as like I have to kill all the guards like while driving the tank. While if you're running, you just how many guards you kill? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You kill 8 guards and you just beat the level. And eventually, something just clicked in my head. Um, in December while hoarding. This is an interesting. Oh God, a little bubble. Need more water. Anyway, so this would be an interesting untied to go for, and I'm like, I can't get a real untied, so let me get one of these. Let me get one
LTK
of these
don't count.
No, they don't. They do, but they don't. Anyway, I was like, I can't get it a real untied, so let me try to. I was like, let me try to spice something up with this, like unhoard. I can't get all these cool times like going back to it. Like Ace has literally getting I don't know how many 70 world records in Perfect Dark, I guess. Kali's playing 4 controllers and getting world records. BK's getting every other world record in Perfect Dark. And I'm over here getting like 90 pointers. And I'm like, let me try to at least get like. I really like LTK and DLTK. What's something that I can get in LTK and something I can get in DLTK, and I can get those untieds? And I decided, like, wow, I can actually get a GE LTK untied. That's actually a lot cooler than a PD one. But so I decided I figured out this route, which isn't like really a route. It's kind of just not doing the first 2-tap strat. And you just shoot all the guards while you're running. And I figured out you can like barely eke out a 41, and I got a 41. And but then I realized, like watching it like a week later, like wow, this run's actually like really slow. You can YOLO some parts here and there, and like the 41 took me like 4 hours, and the 39 took me only like an hour after
Oh.
like turning on my console. It was really came really fast. It was. I remember, um, I can. I remember I looked at it in the Product 2020 Discord not too long ago. I like said, like, I think I can improve this 41, and it was like an hour later, like nobody even typed anything else. I said, okay, got 39.
Okay,
Yeah,
I done it.
yeah, and so that was a really fun time to get. And
Nice.
I'm trying to think like anything about it. I know Dusky has tried to tie it. Um, I've had a little bit of a story with Runway. Oh my god, I'm going off on more tangents.
We're getting towards wrapping up, so feel free to go
Yeah,
follow the tangent.
yeah, I guess you're right. So like when I first went for the Runway 00, like 2-tap strat,
Mhm.
I've only told like a few people this. I think like I've told like more people since then. Maybe, I'm not sure. But I actually had a Runway 34, not unrecorded, back in January of 2019. It was not unrecorded. It was, however, on 007 settings.
Oh,
So it was so it sucked. And that ate away at me until for like 11 months until I finally picked up the level again and got 34.
did you have the
So
health turned all the way? Like it was
it
like,
was just normal. It was normal 007 settings, like
oh, you
100
just
to 100
selected
to
it
100
accidentally or
0.
something.
Yeah, I it was I like remember like popping off like for like a second, and then I didn't see like it said best time, and I remember feeling like so like no way, like
Did
I
I
can't
just do
believe I
that?
did that, and it would have skipped from 36 to 34, but instead I got two more. I got another 36 and two 35s,
Before
and so
34.
but no, like this is all back in January, and I
Oh,
just
right,
quit
yeah.
the level and didn't play it again until December. And yeah,
That's definitely a no, it was agent moment.
yeah, definitely. I've so that sucked. That was very unfortunate, but at least I have it now, I guess. But it would have been nice to I would have been the second person to have 34, which would have been really nice, but oh well. Now I'm down like 5 people.
So, yeeting mines, have you, and grenades, have you thought about going for S2 then?
I tried it a little bit during Product 2020, but I don't understand the level. I do not understand that level at all. I feel like I need to sit down with like Dusky or something and him like teach me the level. I don't know. He might forget. Does he have 46? He has 46, right?
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
46, I think.
yeah. I feel like I need to
Okay.
like sit down with like
Well, Wally's probably
Dusky.
gone home from work, so isn't in chat anymore.
Yeah,
But I'm sure that
yeah.
Wally
I'd
would
sit
be
down with
happily
Wally or something.
pull out his spreadsheets and show you some S2
Yeah,
stuff.
there's something about the level I wasn't getting, and I also wasn't consistent enough at the door at the end that I
Yep.
didn't want to go. Oh, also Pogo. Pogo's a good one too.
Yes.
I'd
Yep. Yep. He might
I,
know a thing or two.
yeah, but kind of goes back to it. I just haven't been playing. I don't want. I haven't had the.
Not
I've
interested in it.
not. Have not. I like have all these times that are still on my bucket list that I just haven't. Like in both GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, that I'm just like, ugh. I'd need to plug in my console and actually play. That sounds gross.
Now we've got
But
this
like,
deep into talking, and you haven't told me once about K-pop.
oh shit, you're right.
Zero K-pop stories.
You're
Like,
actually so right. I've actually meant to bring that up probably like twice. I like remember like before this, I was like, man, I can bring that up at some point.
so so
I
so
can.
tell me, is it a meme or is this your genuine music taste?
I love it, but
Great.
like it's kind of I small tangent, small tangent. Okay, uh, basically all my friends who I used to play Smash with in high school, like we all kind of got into K-pop at the same time in like 2013. So
Hmm.
like this is like early K-pop days basically at this point. Jesus, um, and it was also like just around the time that Gangnam Style came out, which kind of like boosted the popularity also.
Yep.
And so we all kind of just we all listened to it and it was really fun, and it kind of got to a meme, like while I was playing Melee, like that I was the K-pop wobbler, something like that. Along that line, I don't know. There's lots of memes like that. I was the how do I say? I was the what do they used to say? Man, it's been years. I used to wobble for America, something like that. It was really funny, but also used to wobble for America, but he also listened to K-pop, something like that. It was really funny. But anyway, but yeah, I kind of got to a meme like while I was playing Smash. At that point, I wasn't really listening to it as much. I still did,
Yep.
and I still really like the music. I'm not like all those crazy people like you normally see like on Twitter and stuff. But I enjoy the music, and I like watching the groups. I keep up with the groups that I listen to, and that's about all I can say about it.
I mean, you talked about both Melee and GoldenEye being, well, Perfect Dark now being about stories that interest you. If I am I correct in saying that like these groups have got their own kind of stories and the cast is coming in and out of the groups and all that kind of stuff too?
You're kind of right. I actually have not thought about that much, but that's very true. There's like there are a lot of stories, maybe not so much about the groups, but around the companies that that manage the groups.
I see.
There's kind of like there's like three big companies, and they kind of hold most of the big groups, but there's also like smaller groups, and there's also smaller companies that hold big, like some good groups also. But like there's a lot more lore around the companies and the groups themselves, but also a lot of lore around this groups. But yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I've never thought about that. There is a lot of story behind that, and it could be that's a good reason as to why I like it also.
Because there's more to it than just the music. It's the stuff that's coming around it as
well. Yeah, there is. That's really cool. Yeah, there's like, it's like it's not just like the music. It's like more of a culture, because they like come out with the. I honestly don't know how it is with American music and like American bands, like, but like it like they release an album, and then like they go on like they have performances for them, and they go on tour, and they like go on variety TV shows, and they'll go on like all this stuff for like the 4 months that the thing gets released, and then they'll go back for another 2 months, and they'll start recording another thing. They'll come back for another tour, and yeah,
there's a whole cycle to it.
Yeah, a whole cycle to it, and there's lots of story behind it and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right.
I'm now kind of getting.
Think, like, what else?
Right, I'm now getting some of the crowd fielded questions. You talked before about Mr. Paulywood. You exchanged plenty of tips around, or both just a love of ruins. But he wanted to know who your favorite wrestler was.
I saw him ask you that in your chat earlier. I'm only. I should have thought about this more, so I saw that question. It's like it's probably Rob Van Dam, or it's like that's always the first one that comes to my mind. It's like, if you were to ask me now, it's Rob Van Dam, and if you were to ask me when I actually watched wrestling when I was a kid, it'd be Rikishi. Those are the two answers I'll give.
I don't know who either of those are, but I hope Paulie finds them acceptable.
Paulie will. That's fine. I talk with Paulie all the time about random shit.
But again, that's another one that wrestling's all about the story. It's literally what that is.
That's literally a story. Right? And that also kind of goes into honestly what I've been doing for the past 3 months is watching D&D. I've been watching D&D streams, and it's honestly all about the story and why I've been watching it. So that's like another like thing, and why I've been like so enthralled with D&D recently.
So I'm getting towards wrapping it up here. Do you have any other stories that any other memories that you haven't talked about that you want to share?
Let me look at my times page, and there might be like something that like springs up. But we talked about Pokemon. We talked about Melee. It's like I feel like I've gone into everything about that I can. That like wouldn't that's not like super like in depth.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think there's any more like stories to say. I don't know. I feel like I've said all I can, and since I haven't been doing too much recently, I feel like that's all. That's everything.
Nothing
All I
wrong
can
with having a
say,
healthy break.
yeah, it's been nice having a break. I want to come back, but like the motivation's not there. But I'm almost positive I that I'm not gonna say almost positive. I'm like 100% sure that Amalgamates will make me come back into playing it, because that's what K4 did, and even releasing Project 2020 made me have like so much more of a motivation to play again. So I really hope Amalgamates does that for me too. I want to play again, but the motivation's not there.
Yeah, it's like I said. If you went hard for basically the best part of 2 years, it's not all that surprising that you'll hit a lull and want to have a breather.
Yeah, it's been really nice having a breather and just doing other stuff.
So I guess
yeah.
The question I want to ask to wrap up is the thing that kind of brought you into playing GoldenEye, which then led you to playing Perfect Dark, was the stories around the game. And you're now part of creating those stories that is going to help introduce other players in the game. How does that kind of make you feel?
Huh. That's honestly, I feel like that's the reason why I've played these games. I think I might have said that earlier. Like I want to be part of these stories also, and so it feels really good uh to be a part of that. Like I can go back to the Pokemon. I thought I'd be part of like the stories there, but sadly I it sucks that the Pokemon scene went into a different direction at that time. So where I wasn't like, I have so much stories about like what I've done for the Generation 4 like competitive scene, and like what I felt I've like influenced there. And um so I guess there is some part that I've influenced during that. And then also Melee, I was arguably like a top 2 ice climbers on the West Coast during a time, and during now I was a top 5 for a dark player, and it's just I love that I am part of these stories. It's just that I can be remembered for something that that is honestly probably the biggest reason why I have joined these. It's like that. It's it being fun, but that is true, that me being part of trying to be and a part of the bigger story is definitely a big motivation when I do play these games. When I have played pretty much all these competitive games in my past and probably my future, is what I can say about it.
I really don't have too much more to ask. I'm not sure how I can wrap it up better than that. So thanks for coming on and having a chat.
Yeah, I loved it. This was really fun. I loved it, and I hope everyone in chat liked it too, or got to know me a bit better, something like that.
Well, even as far as a face reveal, as some people thought it was.
Yeah, I haven't shown my face, and it's been like except for like a few times on VC, it's been like
Project 2020
over
might
a
be the
year.
last time.
I don't even know if I did show my face in that. You're right. Yeah, it was I think that was the last time. Yeah, that's right. So it's been pretty much a year.
Nice. Well,
and yeah,
thanks for coming on. We'll got no idea when the next one's going to be, but we'll let people know.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I'll always love watching these.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for coming on. We'll catch you later.
See ya, man. This was real fun.